Hello, it's the start of a brand new week. It's already 12:30. I've been desk-based all morning, but now I am liberated, well, for a minute. I'm gonna make a drink and go back and do some more, to be honest, but I'm waiting for a delivery of a fridge, actually, even though I already have a perfectly good fridge. If you're new to my channel, the relevant bit of info you need to know is there is some very, very, very expensive medication in the fridge. We don't pay for it, obviously the NHS funds it, but it's our responsibility to keep it between 2 and 8 degrees, and the fridge it's fluctuating. I have a thermometer in there, in fact I've had two. See, it's just on 2 degrees at the moment, but even at the same setting it can be up to 9, you see. So it's freaking me out a little bit. Sometimes there's all ice on the back of it. Is there ice on the back of it now? Yes, there is. But other times that's completely melted, and I get into little cycles of like notching it up and down, and then it just goes crazy, so it's kind of best not to touch it. But when it's on 9 degrees or even 1 degree, it's very hard not to touch it when you don't want to spoil this medication, which I'm not sure exactly how much it costs the NHS, but I think it's between £400 and £500 per syringe. So I just feel a big sense of responsibility. Also, there's the stress of the door being left open. Enough said about that. So I'm just like, no more. I've gone on Amazon, I've found a fridge that's £110 or thereabout. I think it was 109. It's got a lock on it, and my plan is to wait until my boyfriend comes so he can give me a hand to get it up there. I'm sure it's gonna fit. I haven't measured, but I'm sure it's gonna fit. And believe it or not, up there you can just about see it. We've got power sockets really high up. I don't know why, but it'll be really handy because hopefully it will stretch and I can plug it in over there. Maybe it won't reach. But anyway, we'll figure that out. Then nobody can take the plug out and charge their phone or anything like that. It's the worry about the fridge getting left open, even just a crack, more than anything. When I'm not here, you know. Anyway, so it's going to put my mind at rest. I will probably open it and show the fridge in a separate topic specific video, because it's the sort of thing people look up, you know, that if they're thinking about buying one. So I'll put it in a different video, but it is due to arrive at any minute. I'm going to do my usual now, make myself an extra little coffee. And a bit more work to do on today's vlog just to get it published. It's up, I just got to do the thumbnail and all the tags and description and all that stuff that goes with that. After that, I've got another little list of things. I'm rather hoping to get to the travel agent today to book a holiday, but I'm not quite sure if I'll get that far, because I think I've got my plumber coming to bring me an invoice for the work I had done, which he says is going to be about roughly £60, so that's not as bad as I thought it might be. But he's going to have a look at the floor as well. It's currently looking like this, as you might remember. The underlay is exposed. That all needs to come up because it got saturated with water. But the plumber's company, well, he works for the company, has a lot of different functionalities. They've got builders, they've got carpenters, and they have got people that can lay floor in bathrooms. So he's going to come and measure up and give me a quote, and I think he's coming today. I've also got some other little admin jobs to do with musician work. So once I've got my vlog up, that's all done, line drawn under that for the day, I'm going to sit down, get my diary out and make a list of what I need to do in order of priority, and then I'll know where I am with everything then. That is on. Looking forward to that. There are absolutely lots of things I love about having a flexible schedule and working from home a lot of the time. One of the things is being able to have really delicious, freshly brewed coffee whenever I like. The hardest thing about that is being moderate with it, you know, because I could go crazy and just gollop loads of it. So there's always that temptation. I also really like editing in bed. Not always, because in a way it's more awkward to edit in bed because you're at a bit of a funny angle and you can get uncomfortable, but I call it bed-editing. It's my little nickname for it. So if I'm feeling like I want to be extra cozy in the mornings, I just stay in my pyjamas, get the duvet pulled up and have my little IKEA table and just edit in bed with coffee. It's just heavenly. While that's doing, I'm just going to have a little race with it and see if I can get those away in the cupboard and reload the dirty things waiting. See if I win or it wins. But I put boiling water in there, so most likely that will win, and I've been talking to you too. Okay, seconds later, it's done. Yeah, do you know, I'm just going to do this now, and then I'm going to go and do my thumbnail. Hey, guess what's outside? Delivery van. Guess what's inside? Sub-cold, mini fridge, lockable, teenager proof. Got these things on it. Do you know, I was watching a little a news clip or something the other day about stuff that ends up in the sea. These things end up in fishing nets and stuff. That's terrible, isn't it? I'm just going to park it here for now. I'll get into it properly later. But right now, just going to get back to putting all my stuff away. Good, that's that sorted. Actually have space now. That drawer needs sorting out. Ah, there's my lovely coffee. Right, I'm going to go and do phase 2 now up at the desk. I'll see you later. And just like that, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm starving and I'm ready for a lunch break. I still have this many bean sprouts left. They froze a bit in the fridge, unfortunately. I've decided I'm just going to cook them all, even if I have too much, because I can reheat later. I am going to do some instant noodles because it's just me, so nobody can complain. Yes, bargain. So I'll do that, but I'm going to boil that whilst frying up a little bit of tofu, some mushrooms, some spinach, and of course all of these, because I just want to get them cooked now in case they go off. They haven't yet, they've kept fresh. Several minutes later and things are getting slightly out of control in the kitchen, so I've just got my plain and simple instant noodles on the boil there. They're probably almost done, to be honest. And in here, I've got all those things I said I was going to fry. I'm hoping they're going to shrink down a lot because this looks like a lot of food. While I've been cooking, I've just been listening into this discussion on the John Campbell channel about the state of Putin's mind. You know, is he behaving irrationally? Is he in fact insane? So they got a psychologist on who is a native Russian speaker and they're analysing that. So here's today's super fast lunch anyway. None of the veg really needed very much cooking, so they only had about 4 or 5 minutes, and the noodles only take 3 minutes, don't they? So boom, done. And I'll go and watch some more of that discussion while I'm eating that as well. Oof, look at that time. I just finished my jobs off my list. Well, the ones I was going to do anyway. Look, nearly 4:15. I can't see me having time to book an actual holiday today, but I've got my printouts here. So far, they're nearly all for Mallorca. There's one mainland Spain, but the rest are Mallorca. Because I'm booking quite late, got a low budget, so that really restricted our options, really. The fact that it's Easter holidays, the prices shoot up. So anyway, I'm gonna go and have a chat. I've got some queries. Some of the things they didn't have the flight times on, and one of them, like when we looked it up, we found it on Jet2 holidays or something. We looked ourselves. It was just so late at night. It's like going out there on the Sunday night. We wouldn't get there till midnight-ish. And I thought, well, that's the whole of the first day taken up. So, you know, it's such a short trip anyway. Didn't want to basically waste a whole day. I'd rather go earlier. I don't want to go at the crack of dawn. I'd rather have a 10 AM flight than 8:30 PM. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to go and iron out. I've written some queries in different coloured inks on there, and it may be that we just look up a whole load of new ones, because she did say, well, you know, they might find some other ones as well that I haven't found, because she only had a limited amount of time to look last time. So anyway, I'm going to go and do that. I think they shut at 5, so we'll get as far as we get. I did transfer some money over just in case I was going to pay for something today. I don't think I will. I don't want to rush it, but then if I leave it too late, they'll get snapped up. So, but I'm busy tomorrow. Hospital appointment tomorrow. Well, I'm in B&M. I was in the travel agent. I just came out and this was like quite close. I wanted to replenish my noodle stash because I've eaten them all, but they haven't got my favourite Coca brand. In fact, their stocks were very thin on the ground. I've had to settle for that. That's the only one they had left. I think I might as well grab some ready sorted crisps ready while I'm here. I've left my shopping list at home because I wasn't planning to come in. Oh, £1. Okay, we'll have that. I know I need toothpaste though. And I also need fabric softener. I've got some in the cellar, but that's like my emergency stash. Ooh, we've got plastic coated. No, we haven't. Well, it was worth a look. Well, I'm back. So this is what happened at the travel agent. I went in armed with my sheets of paper and all my little questions. What are the flight times? How much would this be if it was half board instead of all inclusive? You know, trying to get the prices more to an affordable level. See, normally I spend about 330 to 350 per head on a week all inclusive holiday. Normally that's kind of my benchmark of what I normally spend. And these were already like 400, you know, or at least 420, 440. I was thinking, oh, they're over budget, see if we can bring them down. But what actually happened was, since Saturday, the prices had shot up by at least another £100 a head on many of them. And the ones that they hadn't, and the prices were still the same, there was one like 378, which was doable. But when they looked into the flights, they were either really late at night or really early in the morning, and It's just going to wreck your holiday if you start it by missing a whole night's sleep. So we had to rule those out. I had a quick call to IB and the travel agent, but this is what's going to happen. The lady said, well, why don't you come back tomorrow? Give us your details of what you want. We'll have a good old look around for you and we'll be ready for you with some options when you come back. So that's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow I've got to go to take my daughter to a hospital appointment, but by the early afternoon I should be available again. So I'll go in then. But right now I'm not going to get too cozy on this sofa. Oh no, I have been a naughty musician, not practicing for weeks and weeks. I never do this in my life. I never deliberately take time off from practicing, but I actually have, because I thought, well, do you know what, now's the time to do it. Gigs will be starting up again, hopefully from about mid-March. They start to trickle in March. I say trickle, I've got one in March, but then come April I'm out every weekend and then some. So yay, looking forward to that. So I actually feel like practicing now, so I am going to go and do that, and I'll speak to you when I'm done. It's actually quite late in the evening now. Isabel, my daughter, has managed to miss her train and is going to be home an hour later than was planned, and she says she does want dinner, but she's only let me know quite recently. So I need to think of something to cook. My flute playing was not going well. I don't know if I did the right thing having such a big break. I mean, I was practicing maybe 3 times a week for an hour at a time. That's not enough. Anyway, I just don't know what to cook. It's a case of let's rummage in the fridge and see what there is. Do you know, I forgot all about the cassava. You know, I bought this cassava. Well, I don't know if it's meant to be that colour. I'm slightly dubious. I'm not going to do it now. I want to take my time and Google how to cook it and stuff. Izzy does not like spinach. Right, mushrooms, aubergine, courgettes, peppers, celery, broccoli. Right, let me have a think. It's about half an hour later now. Izzy's wandered in. She's just gone upstairs to do some eye ointment because her eye is all flared up. I've made a sort of tomato-y stew. There's water in there, but tomatoes as well, like a tin of tomatoes. It's all those veg you saw me getting out of the fridge earlier, and also I've lined them all up for you. So what I did was I started out by putting some olive oil in the saucepan. I don't know how much it was, maybe 3 tablespoons worth, something like, I'm not sure. But because I was putting aubergine in, and because aubergine is very soaky-uppy, I put more oil in than I otherwise would, because it goes and it soaks up the oil and all the flavours from the spices that I put in the oil, and then when you bite into the aubergine, it's like all oily and spicy and delicious, you see. So that's why I did that. Anyway, these are the spices that I put in. Cajun seasoning, but not much because it was all stuck together. I'm not used to this. I only recently started to use it. I gave it a bit of a jab with a teaspoon handle and got out what I could and then gave up. Cumin, some turmeric, some ground paprika. You may notice no seeds. You know, normally I like the whole seeds. Izzy doesn't, so that's why they're not in. Italian herb seasoning, a bit of bisto because I didn't have any veggie oxo cubes left, so they've gone on my shopping list. I put in a tin of chickpeas and a tin of chopped tomatoes with herbs, which I bought thinking they were not with herbs, but actually they're very nice. They were from B&M, I think. And with my watery tomatoey stew, I'm going to have this macaroni pasta that I bought from the Portuguese shop in Cardiff. Izzy is very happy with this. She's delighted, she says, with this dinner. Mind you, she hasn't tried it yet. It's serving up time now. Izzy's getting the telly on, ready to watch another episode of Voyager. We're getting there slowly. What series are we on?
I don't know.
An old series. We haven't met the Borg yet. Anyway, I've served up. This is mine. Mine's all juicy, look, because mine was served up with the ladle. And Isabel's is not juicy, because Isabel does not like juicy food. So hers is served up with what I call the runcible spoon. But, you know, the spoon with holes in, so it runs through, you know. IB doesn't like his too juicy either, so I've taken to serving his up with the runcible spoon as well. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. If you liked it, could you please give it a like? It helps the channel to grow. I really appreciate that. And if you're new here and would like to follow more of my story here in South Wales, do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And I couldn't have said that any faster if I'd tried. Bye!